and try to avoid the same mistakes. Because if you accept, you decide, and you forgive, but you fail to fix the relationship between the two of you will have a natural death. So wala din, you achieve nothing. Welcome to another episode of the Voice Nexter podcast. I'm Kevin Imperial, and for today, we are going to talk about 4 steps on how you could fully heal yourself. It's very common for us, especially kapag nagpatawad tayo. We tend to forgive, but we don't really forget. And you hear it from a lot of people. They would say, napatawad ko naman, but still, I could not forget. Now, there's a problem in that perception because when you forgive, you are supposed to forget as well. And when you cannot forget, well, you have not fully accomplished what forgiveness is all about. Because if you can't forget the thing or yung kasalanan na nagawa ng ibang tao, you won't achieve peace of mind. You would always be locked up in a state of guilt, that state of pain, and that state of hurt. And forgiveness is designed and is supposed to heal you completely, not partially, with all the baggages that you still have with you because you fail to forget. Another one is that it limits your social engagement. Kasi nga napatawad mo na pero hindi mo pa nakakalimutan yung ginawa. Still, your engagement with that person or the circle of friends that you have would be limited. Also, it could lead to lack of sleep. You will be bothered by the thought of making peace with someone whom you can't fully forgive. And lastly, you would have that guilt, the feeling of having a hole in your heart which you will never be able to fill. And the question is, how do you detach yourself from this phase of not fully letting go to moving forward with the right peace of mind? So the first thing that you must do is to accept. Accept to yourself that it's not only the other person's fault, but also, somehow, in some ways, you are at fault with the argument that you've had. Accept that not all things are always good, and sometimes we do have these arguments with other people. May it be because of contrasting ideas, different beliefs, different practices, and other stuff that might differ from yours. Minsan kasi, when we try to make a point, it's very often that we shut other people's ideas and believe on our own. So you really have to accept first. There is this gray area between knowing what's right and doing what's right. So assess yourself, assess the situation, and try to accept. The second thing that you must do is to decide. After having all this realization, this awareness of yours, created from accepting, you must really decide on what to do, whether or not to move forward or to keep yourself locked in that state of not being able to forget the pain of the past. So it's not only acceptance, but you really have to decide for yourself. Only then you can move forward to the third step, which is to forgive. Now, when you forgive, don't just forgive the other person, but also forgive yourself. You deserve the peace that you want. Because you see, you don't just forgive to compromise. You forgive because you deserve your peace. So forgive the other person and forgive yourself as well. And the last and final step, after accepting, deciding, and forgiving, you must repair and fix. Fix the relationship, fix the bond, reunite with the person, and repair what's broken. Madalas kasi, what happens is, napatawad na nga natin yung isang tao, but still we fail to reconnect with the person. Yung tipong pag tinanong ka, okay na ba kayo? Kaya mong sagutin na okay na, pero kapag tinanong ka kung nag-uusap pa ba kayo, most often we would cut ties with the person. Yung tipong okay na kayo pero di na kayo nag-uusap, wala na kayong alitan. But still natigil yung bond. So that's what you're going to work on. Because when you forgive, you forget. And when you forget, you try to reestablish, reconnect, and rebuild that bond that was scarred with the previous mistake. So talk to the person, recreate new moments, new memories, and try to avoid the same mistakes. Because if you accept, you decide, and you forgive, but you fail to fix the relationship between the two of you will have a natural death. So wala din, you achieve nothing. And instead, you will lose someone. And even though mahirap magpatawad, just let go of the bad and focus on what's good. Focus on your memories. Focus on the bond that you have had and focus on the good things that you have shared. Find joy in those moments and let those moments fuel you in reestablishing your relationship. Especially if it's a close friend, do everything necessary to save the friendship. Because a true and genuine friend is way better compared to 1,000 of acquaintances, most especially in your social media. Of course, you can chat to anyone. You can discuss different matters. But at the end of the day, those are just your acquaintances. They are your friends in that platform. So if you do have the chance, always choose to save a friend. You know what? Matapang yung nagpapatawad ka kahit na ginawan ka ng masama. Pero mas matapang ka when you forgive people who don't even ask for forgiveness. And you're not doing this for them. You're doing this for yourself. So do not inflict yourself with negative thoughts, hatred, guilt, and anxiety because of the past. Treat yourself with forgiveness and kindness as well. And always remember that your mental health matters.